We're starting with a rotating sprite component that is scaling at the same time. The next step is to add background music. First, we're going to create a button to stop the music. To get this done, we're going to add this icon here. You have to extend it from another sprite component in order to add the tappable. When you press on the button, the sound will stop. Initially, we're going to have a print statement to say mute sound. To complete this challenge, you can look at the Flame documentation as well as any other resources. Create a new class at the bottom of your file, and that class should extend SpriteComponent. Use the keyword with and the mixin tappable. Inside the new class that you create, mute music button, you're going to override with the override decorator the built-in onTapUp method, which returns a boolean. The example here, you could copy it. You want to print something like mute audio so that we know what happens when you press the button. In the Flame game class, so that one that you created, that probably my game extended Flame game, you have to use a mixin there too. So add with has tappables. You then need to add the sprite component, which is it's going to be called mute music button, to the game. So instead of instantiating a sprite component, which you have in the past, use the class that you just created, mute music button. You need to use your own class because that's the only one that has the tappable mixin. Add it in and then run the game. Test it by pressing the mute button and see if the print statement mute audio comes out in the debug console of VS Code or whatever editor you're using. If you use the same icon that I did for the mute, it's going to be black, and the Flame game default background is black. So within the Flame game class, you could override the background color and change this to something like, for example, colors.blue-gray. This is only if you can't see the icon because the icon is the same color as your background. Okay, this should be a lot of fun, so pause the video and give it a try. So I'm going all the way to the end of the file here, and I'm going to create a new class. Mute music button, and so that's the name of the class that we're just creating right now. That's one that we decided to call it. Extends is a keyword, right? So we extend the class, and then the Dart mixin keyword is with. So we're going to use a tappable. And the tappable is going to override. This was in the slide, right? So, whoops. This is all from Flame. I think the gestures is in input. Yeah, there it is. Okay. So we have this sprite component extension here. It should theoretically just print out this message here in the debug console when we start using it. So let's use it. Just follow the same convention. So late, because it's going to be null initially, because we're not going to declare it right here, or we're not going to assign it our initial value right here. So we call it ours mute music button, and we'll just use the same in lowercase as the variable name. Mute music button equals, and we'll just follow the same thing as the original sprite component that we created. What do I call it? It's right here. I think we want it to be pretty small, so I'm going to go for 30. And then we have to add the mute button. Oops. Okay, my mute button unfortunately here is all black, so I'm going to set the background to a lighter color. Okay, my student likes blue-gray. The final step is to use the mixin with has tappables to flame game. This allows the tappable sprite component to be loaded into flame game. Run it. Oh, there it is in the upper left-hand corner. We'll leave it there. We want to be able to turn off the sound once we start implementing the background sound in the next video. Pressing it works. Congratulations. Subscribe to the channel for updates on the more than 50 videos I've made on Flame. The videos with source code are also available for free on Teachable, 100% free course if this is a hobby. In whatever way you choose to learn, make sure you have fun and unleash your creativity. Have a fantastic day.